Hey, everybody. Welcome to the USF football show here on FL Teams. The day after the Boca Bowl and USF played Syracuse, and we're going to talk about it, maybe celebrate it a little bit. There we go. I know how cameras work because I'm a USF alum. But I was not as lucky as Isaac, who was on the field. Isaac Edelman, the leader, president, and founder of FL Teams, was on the field during the game. Isaac, how was the Boca Bowl from your eyes, man?
It was good, a lot of fun. I think that it was a blowout, but the crazy thing was it was not a close game, and I think that's what a lot of people thought it would be. But as we'll see by the highlights I'm going to show, the big difference was Syracuse didn't have a quarterback, and that really affected the game. And I think if we look at the highlights, you'll see right away that USF dominated from start to finish. And look, I think just being up close on the field, it was a sight to see.
Yeah, and a way to cap off an amazing season, coming off a 1-win season for USF. Byron Brown obviously showed out. I love, they played that stat a couple times that he and the Heisman Trophy winner are the only guys with 3,000 passing and 700 rushing this year. He played a near perfect game. And of course, his number one receiver, Sean Atkins, became the first guy ever to go over 1,000 receiving yards in a season. Have to shout out friend of the program, Day Evans, who was named the defensive MVP. He had 2 tackles for loss, including a sack that forced a fumble that was returned for a touchdown. And Amaris Brown was the special teams MVP on a botched field goal returned for a touchdown. And of course, Byron Brown, the aforementioned, was the offensive MVP. But just a dominant performance on both sides of the ball, quarterback or not. Syracuse could not get the run game going. They couldn't get the special teams going. USF was the better coached, better prepared team. And Isaac, you can vouch for this, had a lot more people in attendance as well.
Yeah, I think the key with this. Oh, we got ads on this video. The key to USF success has always been Byron Brown because he can get the run game going and the pass game going. And the funny thing with this game was the defense played a big part. And when you win 45-0, even if you get a field goal, you'd win the game. And I think the key to USF success was this guy. I got his headband after the game. Byron Brown. Byron Brown is the definition of a dual threat quarterback, right, Jeff? I mean, he gets the job done running or passing. And he finished with 3 touchdowns. And look, in college, this is one of the things I don't like, right? When you look at the rushing stats for a quarterback, you'll sometimes see they're in the negatives because a sack counts as a loss of yards. Hey, he finished with 64 rushing yards, and that's impressive because, again, that factors in sacks. And, of course, you mentioned Sean Atkins, friend of the show. You interviewed him. He's unbelievable. I think he needed 39 yards to pass the 1,000-yard mark, and he definitely got more than that. He got 93 receiving yards and 2 touchdowns, and he is now the first USF receiver ever to have over 1,000 receiving yards in a season.
Yeah, and he added a 21-yard pass to Byron Brown just for good measure as well. So Brown even contributing on the receiving of the football during this game. Look, USF's offense, this was Coach Galesh's calling card coming here from Tennessee, is that this offense is going to play fast, going to score a lot of points. And really, it's just gotten more and more improved over the course of the season. And you're talking about a redshirt freshman quarterback, still got plenty of time left in college, and he's said he's staying at USF at least for this upcoming season. Sean Atkins, going into his senior year, he's staying at USF. There's no reason to think USF is not going to be an absolute force to be reckoned with in the AAC this upcoming season. In fact, us USF fans are going to start getting pretty obnoxious here and start bragging about what we expect in 2025 from the Bulls.
Yeah,
2024, I'm sorry.
Yeah, in 2024, USF has 2 statement games. They could beat Miami and they could beat Bama, and they will really make a statement. But you know something? They made a statement. I know Syracuse was without their starting quarterback, Garrett Schrader, but to win 45-0 in a bowl game, that's impressive. And honestly, there's more than winning 45-0. Again, what Coach Golish is doing in his first year is he's building a program. A lot of people still don't think that one coaching change can make a difference, but it truly does, because from a recruiting statement, obviously a coach makes a difference, but a big part of college football these days is NIL money. And donors are not going to send in money if they don't trust their coach. And I think everyone trusts Coach Golish. One thing I saw last night, I don't know if you saw it from watching on TV, but I saw it from the sideline. Even when USF was up by double digits, Coach Golish was animated on the sideline. He wants more than a 20-point win. He wanted a 45-point win. I saw a lot of times he was yelling at the ref. He was animated with his players. That's a good coach, because he knew he was going to win the game in the second half, but he was trying to do more than win.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's the kind of attitude that has been sorely lacking from USF, quite frankly, for quite a while. We're going to beat you. We're going to step on your throat when we've got you down. That's what winning teams do in any sport. They don't just score enough to win. They keep going and playing their game. They don't care. They don't care about your feelings. I mean, USF did call off the dogs and let all the kids who don't usually get to play. They let them in the game in the fourth quarter, which was nice for them and appropriate. But there's play your game. And Coach Golish has brought an attitude, and talking about him too, with bringing the top recruiting class of the non-power conference teams, top 50 in the country recruiting class. I mean, it's amazing, looking at the year that's passed for USF. All right. From hiring Coach Golish, and I'll admit, I was not enthusiastic about the hire, but from hiring him, the announcement and the renderings for the on-campus stadium, USF winning 6 games in Golesh's first season, winning 7 games in Golesh's first season. Again, there's going to be high expectations with having the top recruiting class. It's been probably since at least the heyday of the Quentin Flowers years with Marlon Mack and Rodney Adams. It's probably been at least that long that I have felt nearly this good about USF's football program. And again, I was a student there when they were ranked in the top 10 2 years in a row. So, I have high expectations. And I also think, they picked a good time with all this conference realignment to be showing massive improvement, showing an on-campus stadium, being admitted to the AAU for academic excellence as a university. And also, I know it's not a long travel, but also impressive travel for USF for a bowl game 4 days before Christmas.
Yes, I was very impressed with USF's crowd. I even put out a tweet that they had a better crowd than FAU had all season. I really think that's true. I went to every FAU home game except one. And the thing about FAU is the students and the fans live in Boca. USF, I know it's South Florida, but they don't live in Boca. So USF's crowd was terrific. Honestly, I'm glad they all came. They fled the field after the game, as I think you'll be able to see in this video. It was a sight to see. Again, USF did everything right last night, but it was more than what they did last night. I think it was a strong indication of what's coming for this program. Again, Byron Brown, Sean Atkins, lethal weapons, and I was very impressed with Day Evans. Look, the USF defense, I love highlighting offenses, but I have to touch on that defense. Syracuse had an 1,000-yard rusher this season, LaQuint Allen, and he was held to just 2 rushing yards on 20 carries. USF's defense was just as good as the offense. It was a complete team effort, and honestly, the special teams unit got it done as well.
Yeah, all 3 phases, and it was so impressive. It was a great celebration of kind of a rebirth of USF's football
Yeah.
program last night. And yeah, bright things, even brighter things to come. I mean, just the arrow has to be pointing straight up. And yeah, again, it's the first time in a long time that you really just feel so proud and happy about where this program is and where it's going on every single level
Yeah.
that there is.
Yeah, I mean, look, you're just looking for stepping stones, right? You hire a new coach, you're looking for a few wins, right? You don't want 2 wins, you want more than that. And you wanna make a bowl game, right? Even if you don't win the bowl game, you wanna make the bowl game. They did that for the first time since 2018, and then they win the bowl game. Matter of fact, they dominate 45-0. So, it's stepping stones. You just wanna see improvement, but we've seen a large gap of improvement from this USF team this year. And again, you're gonna play Alabama next year, you're gonna play Miami next year. I think a big game is gonna be FAU in Boca because USF somehow got crushed by FAU, and USF's obviously better than FAU. It should be exciting. Again, I'm very impressed with what Golish is doing in the transfer portal. I know they flipped that Eccles, the tight end from Tennessee, which makes sense. Again, Golish was the offensive coordinator at Tennessee. And by the way, when the hiring happened of Golish, I knew this offense was going to be revamped because Tennessee had one of the most high-octane offenses last year, and it obviously translated, and that's thanks to Byron Brown and Sean Atkins.
Yeah, yeah. And look, USF's shown in the past they can be great when they have a great quarterback, and they've had several great quarterbacks going back to Markel Blackwell, Matt Grothy, BJ Daniels, and Quentin Flowers. Byron Brown may be. I don't even know if it's arguably that he is the best package of all of the prior great USF quarterbacks between his athleticism and his arm. He really can get it done in so many ways. And again, he's 18 years old. Like
Yeah.
I mean, like he's a kid.
Well, this is not like an exclusive report because you could see this from TV, but he just puts his shoulder into defenders. When he's running, he doesn't care. And even if you don't care, a lot of times coaches will tell you, like, we can't afford you to get injured. We need you in the game. You're a quarterback. You're not a running back, right? Because I know in the past we've had reports of Lamar Jackson. Coaches don't tell him to chill when running, but they tell him to slide or move instead of hit that extra juke where you can risk injury. What I saw last night from Byron Brown was like, I'm I'm going right into you, right? Byron Brown is obviously good at juking and finding open space, but last night he really put his shoulder into these Syracuse defenders. We saw it on that pass when Sean Atkins threw one to Byron Brown. He was really, really, really trying to get that extra yard when he could have easily just went out of bounds. And that's a very good trait from a quarterback because, again, a lot of times in college football, your job is just to win games. Byron Brown's job is to not just win games, but be flashy. We love flashy quarterbacks in college, but Byron Brown is just that underrated quarterback. And that's going to happen when you're at a program like USF. Teams like USF need to fight for their respect. They don't just earn it right away. And I know, Jeff, when you were at USF was ranked, but it's been a long time coming. So USF still has a lot of work to do because they need to still gain respect. Believe me, a 45-0 win over Syracuse sounds good, but there's still going to be haters. But again, I think USF will shut down those haters because this is just a sign of good things to come.
Yeah, yeah. And to all the Syracuse people who were trash talking before the game, congratulations. You're now 2-9 all time against USF. So good. Have a fun trip back to New York, people. All right. Well, for a fantastic 2023 covering USF football here on FL Teams, we'll be back even better and stronger next football season. And we'll, I'm sure, have stuff in the between now and then. Oh, by the way, congratulations to friend of the program, Donovan Jennings, for setting the all-time USF games played record last night as well at the bowl game.
Before you know it, Jeff, everyone's going to be a friend of the program.
There you go. Hey, yeah, we like talking to him. We'll keep asking him to come on. All right. For Isaac Edelman, I'm Jeff Macolino. USF Bulls cap off a 45-0 win to finish with a winning record for the first time in a long time. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year's, Happy Holidays to all the Bulls fans and anyone else who's some reason watching this. Go Bulls.